Well, I mean, it happens because if you look at it, you have to play consistent. Now, if you remember last week, the Ravens played great in the first half, and the Steelers came back to win. So that separates the good teams, the great teams, and the good teams. The Jets made a comeback, but they did not come back.
Well, they did come back because
they did not come back and win.
Nothing.
They made a comeback.
They come back and win.
Right.
Because they were down 24-zip, and they made it a nail biter. But I mean, I think that I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I said, if they would have played a little better, if they would have shut them down one or two times in the first half, then they would have had a chance to win the game. But if could have, should have, would have,
right,
doesn't work. But I'm just saying, I'm still saying they're not powerhouse teams.
I beg to differ.
I'm not impressed with either one of them. And I'm going to tell you something. That Super Bowl is going to be a yawn, an absolute yawn. You watch.
I
mark my words.
Beg to differ, and I'm going to go out and say the line's probably going to be the Steelers 3 to 4 points favored, 3 to 5 points favored over the Green Bay Packers, which pretty much entails, and that tells you America and the bettors think that this is going to be an exciting and close game.
Right. I can see the same thing, but I think Pittsburgh's going to win also. But it just doesn't, for lack of a better term, blow wind up my skirt. This setup here, these two teams. It'll be a 50-50 chance that I even watch it, and even a less chance I'll be cheering for either side.
Right. Well, I guess Rex Ryan, well, actually, you got to give him credit. I mean, he's gone to 2 championship games. Is Rex Ryan going to become the Is Rex Ryan going to become the Andy Reid of the AFC?
Yeah, you have a point there. It's amazing that he gets this far, but once again, I think it was, believe it or not, it was defense that lost him the game.
Right. And I tell you,
they played a little better D. The offense kept up their part of the bargain. They scored. They scored in the first half of 3 points, but they didn't score, big time in the first half. It's just, I think, leadership. Guys are young, and you know what? Really, there's a bee in my bonnet. Cold weather games. Do you know these games would be so much better if it was in a warm climate? If it was in, indoors. Why did New Jersey or New York or whatever you want to call it, Meadowlands, why did they have an open air arena when they could have easily sealed that off and made it such a much nicer atmosphere for playing? Tell me why.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, the game was played in Pittsburgh, but you're right. That's what they should have done with this new stadium, and you're right. How in the world are they going to have a Super Bowl in a couple years in the New Jersey Meadowlands at that field? I mean, it's just amazing. That stadium costs $1.6 billion, and you can't put a retractable roof on it?
Doesn't make any sense. It's lunacy. It's idiotic, and poor planning. And you know what the guys say? We want to play hard-nosed football and have the cold weather games. It's really great. We love cold weather. Hogwash. Think of the players. That game would have been totally different. It was minus 5 degrees out there. They're out there playing on a football field.
Right.
You can't play like that. It's unbelievable. I mean, they're slipping around. The guys are, jumping up and down, freezing. It's a ridiculous atmosphere to be in this day and age. It doesn't make any sense.
But
it's ludicrous.
Listen here. This is the preposterous part. All right. All and well, if they felt that way, well, guess what? You build a retractable roof, and if it's 32 degrees or whatever, what makes them? Or is there a law? Is there some kind of bylaw that you have to close the the roof? No, I don't think there is. So
yeah, considering that was billions of dollars to build it, $1 billion something, you could have put a roof on.
exactly.
It could have cost you more, $1 million or $2 million to get a retractable.
Right.
A retractable means, hey, you got the option. So in the summertime, you keep it open for the summer games, those worthless preseason games, and then you close it when it's sub-zero weather.
Right.
They were playing when they say -5. I was just saying, you know what? This almost at most places it was freezing.
Right.
So why would you put yourself through that?
Well, yeah, I mean, they could have built this Meadowlands and say, okay, I went to the NFL and petitioned them and said, okay, we're building this retractable roof, but we're building it with our plan is to be, let's say, if it's under, because they want to play some cold weather games, if it's under 32, we close it. If it snows, we close it. If it rains, we close it. So you can still have your cold weather football games there, but you wouldn't have these, like you said before, sub-zero games.
Right. Yeah.